to the show. I appreciate you joining us today. Of course, we have all these great guests on, and this one is a very special guest. For you ladies in particular who are thinking it's only man's space, this show is going to be for you to prove that any girl can get involved with the astrophotography, especially what Milena is doing. She's doing some amazing, amazing things. So first of all, introduce you and a little bit of of hers. Full name Milena Michalska. She's a programmer creating web applications for European Space Agency, computer science student, and a big space enthusiast. Every space-related activity excites her, so is taking model rocketry workshops. She's taking those, taking part in analog astronaut missions, and organizing space events in her area to get more people interested in this topic, which creates new opportunities, again, to bring all the like-minded people together, make great connections. And of course, you have to follow up with her on Instagram. That's Common Cosmos. You don't have to worry about spelling because that's going to be in the show notes down below. So Milena, I just want to say thank you again for being on an episode. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
That's no problem, no problem. Happy to connect. And again, the first question first, kind of big bang of your own personal, personal journey into the, space exploration, astronomy, and the great things that you do. So can you kind of explain where did it all begin for you personally?
That isn't a great story. I think I was surrounded by this pop culture with space motifs from the young age. Like my mom loves this Stargate TV series, and I was surrounded by it. And when I started programming, I realized that the space is this final frontier for programmers, and what's cooler than program something that will fly to space. So I got interested, and when I digging deeper, I thought that it was even cooler. So yeah.
Nice, nice. So can you kind of tell what was the biggest influence? I mean, was it this TV show, as you mentioned, the Stargates, or was it some sort of a person or event that kind of installed this, like, man, I wanna pursue this?
Okay, that would be kind of cliche, but I think Elon Musk is the guy. Like he's doing really, really cool stuff and this really nerdy stuff, and I feel related, and I want to do this one day.
That is very interesting. Again, I think a lot of people who are watching this episode, they like that's why they watch it, and probably some of the younger generation discovered, like space exploration, astrophotography, astronomy, space science through Elon Musk, through this name that floats around on social media. So that's awesome.
Yes, I'm also like looking up to the people that are only one step ahead of me. Like they are currently in a cool space project, and they are not this. They are like me, but in short time. Like I can do this the same thing that they are doing now. I don't know if I can explain it good.
I think I get it, and everybody can, you think you can, you look at the person, just like people looking at you right now, they will be thinking like, look, like by reading all your bio, by great things that you're accomplishing now, again, and you're working with the ESA, which we're going to cover shortly, you're helping them to work on a few projects, and you're looking to work with them in the future. A lot of people look at you and thinking like, oh my God, is this even possible for me? And what you're saying is like, you're looking people who are ahead of you and kind of learning from them, but that you can do this because they're the same people, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, they're the same people, everybody. So yeah, so, and you kind of follow the path, again, you follow this thing which you talked about is machine learning, and again, you're a programmer by by nature. I wouldn't call it by nature, by the craft, by what you do. So how did you kind of discover the machine learning, and why have you decided to become a programmer?
Okay, so that's a quite new topic to me, but for some time I was like, oh, this is space related, I will do it. Like the single project or the analog astronaut mission or something. But I found out that to go to space or do something serious, I need skills. So it's a place for skilled people in space. Oh, yeah. I choose to focus on developing one skill, and I found out that it's something that you can do in space. There are companies that are, for example, developing a deep learning system for drones that are exploring other planets, and I can do it too. And it's close to what I'm doing now, this all programming, and I have a foundation, so I want to proceed it. And
That is very cool. Again, yeah, I do agree with you because everything when it comes to programming, machine learning in this day and age, I mean, it's almost everywhere. You talk about retail, shopping centers, businesses, IT sector, like everybody kind of use machine learning and programming in this day and age. So the fact that space technology is using part of that, like as you mentioned, for the drones to explore other planets, of course, of course they will be using that. So yeah, so that's really cool. So talking about the machine learning kind of, because there's maybe a few people who are watching and thinking, I want to do the, like programming and machine learning, but what is like the most difficult part, for you and maybe for everybody when they start, to learn it?
okay, so I think in the ideal situation, to start program, you should know how the computer works. But in these times, it's really easy to start program, but you can get a bug or a problem that you just can't solve right away because you lack of this knowledge about how computer works. And when you're a human, it makes no sense, and you don't know why it's happening, and you have to learn and find the solution. And something there are days of no work because you have this problem and you have to survive this or learn, but it's like not possible to know everything in the beginning. So I think if you can be patient and solve the problems, there's nothing impossible to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I like what you said, being patient. That's one of the keys for being a programmer, right? Being
Yeah.
patient. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Do you mind if I ask a couple of questions? And between the question, it's very, so first, the first question that I wanted to ask you, what programming language are you using currently?
Okay, so in my job, I'm using JavaScript. It's for this web development. And in my like side projects, in my learning, I'm using Python, and I really like this language. I think it's easy to dig in and hard to master, but it comes with time. Yeah.
Yeah, got it, okay. So yeah, talking about the programs, yeah, so you as you mentioned before in the bio, and we talked about it a little bit, is you're working with European Space Agency, and you said that you're creating these applications for them. So can you kind of explain us, like, what is that process and what have you done for them specifically?
Okay, I can't be specific. I'm sorry
No
because I
worries.
have this right.
Classified, yeah.
Okay, but it's not like I'm on site the European Space Agency, but company that I'm working for is doing a contracts for them, and it was actually quite easy to get this job. Like it it was like getting every programming job, but when I go to interview and I said that I'm interested in all this space stuff, that was additional points for me.
Hmm.
And they want to work with passionate people. And ISA is our customers, like they are.
So,
They,
so,
Mhm.
so sorry. So, I wanted to ask you because everybody, when they look from the side, same as NASA or ESA, everybody look at it and thinking like, oh my God, these agencies, they're just too big for me. But what you're saying, it was like easy to get actually the job.
Yes, and I talked to former ISA employees, like on site, and the actual employees of the agency. And they said that when they were working there, there was a lot of bureaucracy. Proceeding with the project was so slow because they have to fill a lot of papers and so. And when we are a private company, but with contracts, we don't have this much bureaucracy and we can actually do the job.
Got it, got it. And that's very interesting because it seems like these people, again, even though ESA is quite a big organization with a lot of budget in the agency itself, they're still looking for ways to outsource part of the work, which is which is good, you know, for people
Yes.
who want to learn and get a little bit of insights. And yeah, that is awesome. So the question that I wanted to ask you, like again, throughout your experience, programming, machine learning, have experience now working a little bit with the ESA. So what would you consider your personal biggest achievement so far?
Okay, that's a tough question for me because I'm doing a lot, but it's not big things. I think that my biggest achievement is ahead of me. But I really liked my summer project with analog astronaut mission because it wasn't achievement itself, but it was a really great experience. I made some friends, and I have a big perspective. I get to know people that are like me, that they want to do something. And I think that wanting to do something is this first step. And
Yeah, yeah, got it, got it. So yeah, no worries. So the question kind of, I have another in between question that I wanted to ask you again. Like what is the true passion behind somebody who wants to learn all these things? Because I mean, during times like these, I'm sure the same situation in Poland with the COVID. I mean, and then there's a lot of people watching, who have these problems like COVID. They have to pay the bills, they have to do, feed themselves, dress themselves, they have to pay for the car insurance, all these different things. So, like, how do you still find your passion to kind of, keep pursuing and keep, like, what is the reason? I just want to find the reason of, like, what do you love the most about everything that you do?
okay. um, I think it makes me feel good about myself. It makes me feel like explorer, I think, and the smart person. Every smart person will be interested in space, I think. um, and
Yeah.
okay, the whole COVID situation, it doesn't affect me much, to be honest. I was quite glad with this all working from home, and
Yeah.
um,
I do understand. I do understand what you're saying. For a lot of people, they like, I don't want to be outside, with all these people interrupting me, coming to me, asking questions. I'd rather just focus on the thing that I'm doing. And it's at the same time, yeah, it's a good thing. It can have a few distractions. If you have a pets at home, you have to take a pet out, a dog out. Like there's somebody comes into the house. So there is advantages, disadvantages, but I know what you mean. So it's good. It works for you. So talking about kind of, bringing it back, to having this big perspective on things. One of the perspectives is, having like, what are your thoughts of, extraterrestrial life in other planets? What do you think? Is there somebody out there?
I don't know. And I mean it, I don't know, because I think it's so complicated. All this space-related stuff are so complicated. Some time ago, I wanted to do on my Instagram. I've seen that on the other accounts, like this space fun facts and so. And I was like, oh, maybe I can do these space fun facts too. But when I tried to, learn something and dig deeper in the topic, I don't want to explain it the easy way, just because I don't know the hard way,
Okay.
And I found out that without research for like half of your life, you just cannot understand most of space-related this astrophysics topics. You can just learn the fun facts from Instagram. So I don't know.
Do you think that like there's a lot of those kind of facts that we call them on Instagram? It could be not real. It could be that somebody's just posting, from somewhere, and they just posting that because of the likes. Because I came across, and again, this is a message for people who are taking content and information from social media. Like, you have to be very careful where you take your information from, because a lot of that stuff is false. It's false information. Is because they want the engagement, they want the likes, it depends where you go to. Maybe the place where you went to, maybe it's a great resource, maybe it's truth, but there is a lot of it which is false. So you have to be very careful, because there's this thin line,
And I think lots of people, lots of information are oversimplified like this. I don't know, maybe you heard of this wormhole explanation with this sheet of paper and the pencil.
Oh, right. Yeah. It's when you fold it and you put it. Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe it's some way right, but it's so much complex.
Yes, it's more complicated. Well, I do understand it's for everybody to kind of understand what it's all about. It's kind of, because look, the true mastery in, like what you're saying is like putting the complex things and making them simple. This is like true mastery, but at the same time, like not everybody can understand, like the way like it works, when it comes to, because maybe somebody who wants to know more about it is just works in a shop, and it's nothing wrong with that. But maybe, that person is just discovering the topic now and understanding all the formulas and mathematic, calculations. It will be really super hard to understand. It will be like, no, I don't want to learn anymore, So I think it's a great way to explain, but at the same time, yeah, I do understand it's too much of the information, which is really complicated, is presented in a way which is like, it looks stupid, Yeah.
And I think like thinking about life in space, it's cool, but there are many other things that we don't understand, and we should focus on physics, I think.
What do you keep yourself current when it comes to the computer science, machine learning, like, because there's so many new changes, new updates every single day when it comes to, machine learning. So how do you keep yourself current in that industry, like with the news updates?
Yes, by doing projects. For me, it's the best way to learn, and it's actually pretty fun for me to do something that is complete and I can show it up to the people. I just don't really like books, because as you mentioned, they are outdated really quick.
Yeah.
And yes, I have just so many ideas for the project. So
But how do you keep, you know, because that will be kind of going back to the question is not going to be about physics, which is a stupid question that I ask you, but is like, how do you maybe start to learn about machine learning and, you know, about those type kind of topics? You know, would you recommend for people to kind of become part of the group of somebody and learn from them? Or is it like video tutorials? Like where do you start in that field?
Okay, community is, in my opinion, very important. For example, there are this Facebook group, really big, for Polish girl programmers, and it's so nice in there, and everyone want to help you. And I think if I had a problem myself, I just can go in this group, make a post. There's this Stack Overflow, this forum that you can ask for anything. And lots of people are doing these articles on programming, being like tutorials step by step how to do something, and you have to found these tutorials for every thing you want to do that is a part of the project, and just follow it. When there are problems, you have to figure it out. You can you can ask for help on the internet, your community. All this knowledge is in the internet, and you have to search for it and be patient.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's coming back to the being patient thing. And yeah, because I agree with you. There is so much information right now, and everything is available on our fingertips. And it's like you go and search out. It's just coming up with the questions and asking the right questions. And, you know, as you mentioned, becoming part of the group and surround yourself with the right people who have the experience and have the knowledge. So, and if you ask those people, I'm sure they will guide you to those right places. And anybody who's watching here, if you're a girl, you want to get involved with the programming, machine learning, I'm sure you know you can hook them up with this Facebook group, which I think it will be super valuable.
Yes, and also one more thing.
Sure.
I think being in a community is very inspirational. Like you can watch the others' projects and get inspired. Like I want to do cool things too, and
Yeah,
just start.
exactly. Just like coming back to the Elon Musk, you see him over there. It's like, man, I want to do cool things. I want to build rockets too. You know. So here you go. So talking about the future projects, because you mentioned that you're planning to work with the ESA again in the future. So can you share some of the future projects that you're looking forward to?
Okay. Funny thing that when I was on this analog mission, my crewmate is a pilot. He's and he has this simulator-like app for learning the flight, and he showed it to me, and have had questions. Can we improve it? Can you do this? And we are thinking now about remaking this app with the new functionalities. And that's one of the projects I'm looking forward to. I'm also learning this machine learning thing, and the project is this entry-level project for learning, as I mentioned, is the classification of galaxies. There are telescope images of galaxies, and astronomy fans built a dataset with the photo and the classification of a galaxy, like it's big or small or all these classes. I don't know the exacts, but I want to build a program that's classifying it by analyzing the picture, and I think it will be fun.
Yeah, yeah. Got it, got it. Do you want to give maybe a shout out to your friend, and at the same time just kind of give where people can find the app? Is this like Google Play, on iTunes, like on Apple? Like where is this?
It's just the plans for now.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Okay.
So you have to make sure that you follow Milena just for the updates, because I'm sure
Yeah.
she's gonna post something in the future, and you can download the app. Be the first ones, one of the first ones. So that is awesome. That's cool. So again, talking about where people can find you, you mentioned like you have an Instagram. Do you have any other like sources for people to get in contact with you, or that would be the main one?
The main and only international one is Instagram. I have a blog in Polish and also a Facebook page, but also in Polish.
Got it. No, yeah. Do you want to say something else? Because I just want to say it's a Medium. You have a blog post on Medium, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Got it. Because I'm just looking at them right now. There is a few. Oh, there is a few more than a few. So definitely, anybody who's watching here from Poland, make sure to go and follow up with Milena. Again, that's why these interviews are for, is not just for you to consume the information. Of course, it's part of that. But if you have to go and click the links below, you have to make sure that you contact with Milena and again, become part of your journey, create a new journey, make those collaborations, get in contact with people, because that's the most important part. Where do you take all that information from here to the future? So make sure you go and do that. Milena, I really want to thank you today for being on the show. I mean, a lot of great insights, into your kind of the way you look at the projects, the future projects, what you're currently working on. And I'm sure a lot of people will take advantage, especially girls, and go in and join the programming club in Poland. So I really appreciate your time.
Yes, go girls.
Here you go, go girls. So listen, guys and girls who watched the episode, just one thing that I wanted to ask you, as always, if you share it with your friends, pass it along this message. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. Milena, again, thank you for being on the show. And as always, I'm going to see you on the next episode. Keep exploring.
Thank you very much.